I have been practicing. All the YouTube, channels practice videos are finished, but my writing is still 5.5. I think it's time for me to give up. Kindly understand, practicing gives you what? Anybody knows? Practicing gives you what? Mental satisfaction. This is what I've earned in my life. Learned it throughout my life. Practicing will not improve your skill. See, the point is they're given a statement here. They're given a question. True is nothing, but it matches 100%. False means it matches 0%. No, false means it just contradicts. Let's say I ate 5 biscuits. The statement said Nakul ate 2 biscuits. It is false. See, false means lying. You can consider like this. Nakul just ate 5 biscuits. I saw, but he's saying Nakul ate 2 biscuits. It's contradicting. Not given means you are not in a state to say anything about it. The statement is Nakul eats 5 biscuits, but here question is Nakul likes to play table tennis. Hey, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. That is not given. All right, everybody, welcome you all back to the reading live mock test today. So before we begin the reading live mock test, we usually talk about few things to kickstart the preparation. Well, this is just a thought which I went through, like a couple of days ago. I was small and I really hunted for the marks because there was not much direction about the experience I gained with the seldom failures. Marks means marks. You have to get out of what the direction that was given to me. But what is coming into use today is not those marks, but the lessons learned, and certainly not the marks obtained, isn't it? I'll just tell you why am I telling you this is. And I was small, I really hunted for the marks. It is applicable for me, it may be applicable to you or not, I'm not really sure about it. But what is coming into use is the seldom failures and not the streak of winning moments. Winning moments were truly ecstatic, were truly impressive, were truly magnificent, awesome, but it lasted only for a shorter duration. The failures were the one that stayed within me for a longer time, and I exactly know what failures were meant to be in my life. It is a seldom failures is what has made me the person today, not just the streak of winning moments. They come and go like guests. The failures are the one which stays within you and change you. The same goes with this exam as well. Many think of the Ielts exam as a gateway of immigration, but very few realize that it actually helps them to tackle many situations in the real life. See, Ielts exam is just one particular gate. This gate opens if you get some band score. But what happens after that? That is a big story further. So if you don't want to repent as to what happens after that, then today work in the right approach. No, Nakul. The difficult questions always demotivate me. The difficult question should not demotivate you, should motivate you, man. It's all in your mind, it's all the perspectives, isn't it? Every failure today should motivate you become a better version of yourself. Some people resist this. I have been practicing. All the YouTube, channels practice videos are finished, but my writing is still 5.5. I think it's time for me to give up. Kindly understand, practicing gives you what? Anybody knows? Practicing gives you what? Mental satisfaction. This is what I've earned in my life. Learned it throughout my life. Practicing will not improve your skill. Will give you mental satisfaction. I practiced a lot. But practicing with the right approach may help you with some techniques, but will not teach you English, man. There's an English exam. The basics of mathematics. If it's a mathematics exam, you need to know addition, subtraction. It's an English exam. Directly you solve Ielts reading. No, you cannot. You should first have that base properly. For that, you need to read books. Read novels. Watch a TV series English every day for 1 hour. Ielts you do less as possible, believe me. You do this more, the techniques and all we are teaching, with those techniques you can get it. But if you don't have that skill, required skill to read, then reading will not go up. No, correct? So what I'm telling, even if you get a low score today, it should only motivate you to understand more about yourself, what you're resisting to become. Some people don't want to change. You have to change. They're resisting it. No, I did not read novels. I don't want to read books. The moment I take a book, I'll fall asleep. Correct? The point is that for your Ielts exam, what is more important is read novels, watch a TV series English. Along with that, doing the mock also will help you. So that was the mock talk. So let's start with the Ielts reading mock. So how exactly the mock goes, I'm going to give some questions on my screen. You just have to answer it. So today's questions are a little tricky. So this is what it is. I'm going to give 10 minutes for this. It's true, false, not given question type. Okay, true, false, not given. Even if you don't know what is true, false, not given, it's still fine. Everything is written. Try giving an attempt. Once the 10-minute timer is done, I'm going to come back and give an explanation as to how to do it. Okay, save your answer somewhere. Beginning in 3, 2, 1, go. Ready. 10-minute timer. Thank you. Anyone needs more time? Anybody needs more time? I think we can start with it. Great. What is the answer for the first one? I'm going to explain what is true, what is false, what is not given, each and everything. Well, Prithvi says false, but Akash says true. Pallavi says false. Kulpreet says false. It has to be false now. Jayalakshmi says false. Many are saying false. Alekhya says not given. Great. Sunita says false. Prasad says true. Alright, so what is true? See, the point is they're given a statement here. They're given a question. True is nothing but it matches 100%. False means it matches 0%. No, false means it just contradicts. Let's say I ate 5 biscuits. The statement said Nakul ate 2 biscuits. It is false. See, false means lying. You can consider like this. Yeah, Nakul just ate 5 biscuits, I saw, but he's saying Nakul ate 2 biscuits. It's contradicting. Not given means you are not in a state to say anything about it. The statement is Nakul eats 5 biscuits, but here question is Nakul likes to play table tennis. Hey, I don't know. I don't know anything about it. That is not given. Getting it right? Fine. So since 1960, there are so many help wanted ads displayed in aviation magazine. So now it depends on how you read the statement. Not since the 1960. That means since 1960, not many help wanted or pilot wanted ads ran in the aviation magazine. This you put it here, you understand better. Since 1960s, not many ads run. Since 1960, there are so many ads run. This person is lying, no? They said not many ads, like so many ads. It's exactly contradicting. Any doubts? Any doubts? Sumera getting it right? So answer has to be false. Any doubts? Panit correct, Priyanka correct. No doubts, Nilofa correct, Sumera perfect, Kirti correct. Fine, we go to the next one. Blind letters. See, it's all about that word you catch first, blind letters here. That means some letters they were just putting off, something like a pamphlet. Search for only. So this word is the one that gives you the marks. Only. Jitendra wrong. Only IFR rated pilots. See here, they are just spreading letters or pamphlets in ads. They seek any IFR rated pilot willing to fly. Even old ex-Navy pilot professors also will do it. They're not just okay with, they're seeking, they're searching. Seek means search. For only IFR? No, 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 no. IFR also is fine. Even if they're not IFR, they're old ex-Navy professors, pilot professors also will do. So they are lying again because of the word only. Getting it? So it has to be false. Any doubts? Any doubts? The next one. United Airlines operates well provided there are no crew shortages. This is tricky. So here you're not supposed to use your excessive imagination. Answers, please. Pallavi, what's your answer? Alakya, nope. Nilofer, no. Madhu, no. Ramya, no. Not even one, man. No Pallavi, no Kulpreet. Mamata, no. Sunita, no. Sidhu is correct. Only one so far. Jitendra, no. Kirti, no. Okay, fine. So where are you going wrong? I help you understand. United Airlines. See here, United Airlines. Mighty means powerful. Can anyone tell me United Airlines is from which country? See, it's all the real thing you would know. You just have to relate. USA. Akash says. Sunita says. All right. So United Airlines is right here. Okay. So here, United Airlines. Mighty United is different, Nakul. Mighty is a powerful United Airlines. Cancels the flights over alleged crew shortages. They cancel the flight is given. Have they talked about operates well? Have they anywhere? That means no, Nakul. If they don't cancel, they operate well. You are assuming it. Vivo 1726. That's correct. Agree, disagree. People who wrote true, it's only in your mind. You are assuming extra information which is not at all given. Ashima, correct. So it has to be not given. Guys, getting it. This is where people go wrong with respect to false and not given. It's happening not all the time, sometimes due to your imagination. Mighty, okay, United Airlines cancel the flights. That doesn't mean that if the crew shortages is not there, they perform really, really well. Where it is given, operates really well, full business, huh? Full profit, the sales are going up, nothing is given, no. That is what we assumed it. Don't assume. So this has to be not given. I'll not be able to say anything as to how they operate well if there is no enough shortages of crew. Planit Kaur, correct? Great. 10 years ago, we come barely a decade ago. 10 years ago. Pilot market was flooded with jobs. Pallavi, correct? Alekia, correct? Priyanka or Mamta, Shradvi, Ankita, Ashima, Akash, and they all correct. Unemployment clouded the future. There's no employment at all. Here they're saying flooded with jobs. It was not flooded with jobs. This has to be false. Prasad, perfect. Nilofa, correct. Great. From the earlier times, historically, that is where I found that it usually 99% of the times will be in the order. Historically, a persistent oversupply. Okay, oversupply. Nakul, now aren't you assuming oversupply means where is that? Shortage was not there. No, I'm not assuming oversupply means there is no shortage. Correct? No. Here you might say, here Nakul, you told us we're assuming. Here you are actually assuming. Here oversupply only means that the meaning itself is the same. That means there is no shortage at all. It's supply is more, surplus. So not surplus, sorry, I mean like redundant. So here there were never a shortage of pilots. In fact, there were more pilots than required. True, I think everyone has given true. Akash, correct. During World War One, here thousands of people, thousands of post-war jobs were available. Ankita, correct. Prithvi, correct. Priyanka, Pallavi, all correct so far. Ashima fell for a toss. Okay, so now where people go wrong, a bit of more consciousness is required. Thousands of jobs were not available. Few jobs were available for thousands of trained pilots. Alexia, correct? Tushar, correct? See here, the military trained thousands of pilots for whom few jobs were available, not thousands of jobs were available for all thousands of people. So this is contradicting. So mera perfect. Guys getting it? So this has to be false. Simple one, very simple one. Maybe the font is also very small, but I'm helpless. There's such a big question. I have to do it this way. Great. All military trail pilots were rejected after the ceasefire. See here only thing. See here only. Second question, look at the word only makes a difference. Here, what is the word that makes a difference? Can anyone quickly tell me? All. Yes, Pallavi. That word, all military trained pilots were rejected after the ceasefire. All were rejected, is it? Alekia, all were rejected. Huh? Seventh one. During the World War I, thousands of were rejected after the ceasefire. Okay, we need the ceasefire now. Somewhere ceasefire will be there. Oversupply of pilots. During World War I, the military trained thousands of whom, but by sound alarm, war trained flyer who has not flown since armistice is like the truce. Once the agreement is done, there is no war. So that is the ceasefire is this word. Only the war trained flyer who has not flown. There is a condition there. Not everybody. Correct? Not everybody. All trail, no. Only the trained pilots who did not fly after the ceasefire were rejected. Getting it is no longer fit to fly. So here, this gonna be false. Any doubts? Just because of the word all. Any doubts? Great. Eighth one. Those who never flew after the war are considered same as leftover stuff as per the aviation magazine. Answer please. Aviation magazine, Alekia, see here aviation magazine sounded an alarm. As per aviation magazine, something is given. It cannot be not given now. True or false? Something is given. If this exactly is given, it is true. If this is not given, it is false. The waterline flyer who has not flown is no longer fit to fly and is disappearing just as, similar to, same as, leftover stuff. Surplus stocks is the leftover. The war is now broken. There is no war at all. They came into an agreement. Armistice is the truce, the peace. Leftover war surplus stocks. They are same as surplus stocks. They trained everything now, not fit to fly. Getting it? So now this has to be true. Guys, getting it? Any doubts where you went wrong? See, every word by word consciously, if you pick it up and understand, everyone should get 10 out of 10. Everything is very straightforward. Perfect, Tushar. The pilots were unaware. This is the catch here. About who authenticates the eligibility of a pilot. Nakul, I searched everywhere. Authentication word is not there at all. You have to visualize. Authentication is nothing but, okay, I authenticate that you are eligible, you are fit to fly. Same word. Unaware. They knew, man, they are aware. That means it's contradicting, they are lying. Old guys knew that fit to fly dependent on who defined it. Who defined, who authenticates. Were unaware about who authenticates? No, they were aware. They knew. This is the guy. So it's exactly lying, it's contradicting. False. Any doubts? Any doubts? The last one. Law or medicine? Yes, Nakul, I saw law or medicine here. Where is that? Much like the practice of law or medicine. Yes, yes, everything is correct. Aviation is also there. Pilot, aviation, all come under the same category as far as salary is salary. Where is the salary hidden? There is salary hidden somewhere underneath, lurked underneath the bushes. Nowhere. Perfect would be nowhere talked about salary. Perfect Ramya, perfect Sumera. Not given. Any doubts on any of the questions? Can you explain question 3? United Airlines operates well provided there are no crew shortages. This is a classic example of imagination. We are assuming this is true. They cancel the flight because there was a shortage of the crew. If crew shortage was not there, they would have performed well. No, they would have given one more reason. No, I would have assumed that way. Uttara. They would have still had a problem because crew was there, but salary is not enough because of the salary problem. I will assume this way. So that means this assumption is wrong. They have not, you cannot talk anything about whether they operate well or not because that is not given there. Fourth also, 10 years ago, pilot market was flooded. Barely a decade ago, unemployment flooded, not jobs flooded. There were no jobs at all. Everyone was sending back. Locked out, furloughed, unemployed. Unemployment flooded. Okay, I think I should answer every question everyone is asking one by one. From the earlier times, there was never a shortage. Yes, oversupply. There was never a shortage. No, Nakul, oversupply means not oversupply means there is no shortage. No, I'm not assuming. I'm just telling you the correct meaning. Question 9. The pilots were unaware. They knew. The pilots knew who authenticates whether you are fit to fly or not. The pilots knew that fit to fly dependent upon who defined it. The pilots were unaware, no, they were aware about who decides whether you are fit to fly or not. Not the magazine, not this magazine cannot say anything. It is the government. That is where somewhere they say. They knew about who authenticates the eligibility of a pilot. They were unaware, no, they are aware about it. That is what they knew it is given here. Question 5. No, it is this historically from the earlier times. No. The way you read this is since 1960, not many ads have been run. That's how you read it. But here it ends. 1 second here. And then, so here it ends. This is today. That is 1960. The next line is today. The next paragraph is 10 years ago. Yes, Alekia. 99% of the times, answers will come in the same order. Okay. Anybody got 10 out of 10? Nobody? Anybody 10? Okay, 9 out of 10 at least. Mamta got 9. She has exam on 21st, I guess. Marisa got 9. Anybody 9? 8, please. Sumaira 8, Pallavi 8, Sandhya 8, Parneet 8, Akash 8, Ankita 8, Sidhu 8, Himanshu 8. 8 is a very good score. 7, please. Kirti 8. Kirti, you're actually doing good. Prithvi, Pakavi, Prasad, Oppo 8, 3, 7, please. Sukhwinder, great 8. Tushar 7, Uttara 7. Sunita getting got confused. Some people have a problem with the font. I'm very sorry. I'm not able to increase the font. If I increase, I have to keep on scrolling up and down. Still fine, Priyanka. Fine. So next is actually a tricky one, and I need some time to adjust the screen. All right. So this match heading. People who don't know about what match heading is, I'll just tell you in brief. The paragraphs are there. Paragraph A, paragraph B, up to paragraph G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G. 7 paragraphs are there. Which of this will fit as a title, as a heading for this? If you read this, what can be the title for this? That I have described here. That I'm going to show you in a separate slide now. Just hold on for a second. Okay, it's more clear. Prevalent doping and its acceptance is the word. There are 7 paragraphs, 10 headings. I'm going to give 10 minutes for this. Thank you. Anyone needs more time? Great. No response means everyone is done with it, but little scared to, you know, lock your answers because it is confusing. Just give me a moment. All right. So how do we do it? The method is really required, I'm telling you. And the moment you know the method, it becomes so obvious, so easy. First, read this. Read the options and understand what they're actually talking about. The history of doping. What is doping? Doping for strength and endurance. Endurance is different, strength is different. Endurance is you can run, let's say, 10 kilometers. Strength is you can lift 100 kg, that is strength. Okay. Introduction of steroids. Steroid is different. History of doping is different. They're introducing the steroids here. Doping to aid in the muscle mass. The prevalent doping, that means doping is very common, is present, and people have accepted it. And they've talked about in ancient Olympics also, doping was prevalent. The theory is so disputed, debatable. A shift in the athletics way of thinking. Earlier, they used to think like this, but now they have changed their thinking. Why doping should be banned? Why doping should be banned? Because it leads to a lot of other health problems. Something like that. Great. So we have some basic idea. Quickly, you should do it in like 20, 30 seconds and then read along. In competitive sports, doping is the use of banned athletic performance enhancing. So they're giving the definition of doping. Basically, the first paragraph usually will be the definition. If it's a definition, what gonna be title as? Like perfect, perfect, all correct. It's gonna be what is doping. There is no question about it. I'm 100% sure. The reasons for the ban. That's all it is. The moment you see perfect Sumera, perfect Pallavi, perfect. Why doping should be banned? The reason for the ban. Very clear. See, the trick, well, I've explained in the other videos in the reading folder, basics folder. The point is you're not supposed to actually read the entire paragraph, but not for everything. Sometimes reading the first and the last line will actually help you. Logically, when you take a paragraph, the centered idea will be usually in the beginning introduction and you conclude it. So the top and the bottom should ideally help you in finding the title, but may not be the case all the time. And these are very small paragraphs. You can actually read it quickly, the entire things. Okay, great. Everyone has given correct answers for the B. This is gonna be the 10th one. Now comes the real things. The use of drugs in sports goes back centuries. The moment you see this, what is the one thing that you could relate with? Anybody? Perfect, Sumera. Perfect, Marisa. History, culprit, perfect. But you cannot just settle down. Let's read it. This gonna be the C. See the approach. What I'm telling you, I'm gonna just list down everything. Later, I'm gonna. Oops, it became copyright. All right. Okay. The use of drugs in sports goes back centuries, but all the way back to the very invention of the concepts. In ancient times, when the fittest of a nation were selected as athletes, they were fed. They were giving diets and given treatments beneficial to help muscle. Somewhere I saw Nakul muscle mass, muscle mass. Doping to aid in muscle mass. If you have a doubt, you write it. No problem at all. For instance, blah blah blah. Now you decide. Any other thing fits? I don't think any other thing fits here. Okay. How many of you think five is the correct answer? It's one-to-one mapping, Nakul. Muscle mass, muscle mass. What more doubt I need? Pallavi says five, Ankita says five, Akash says five, Ashima says no, it is not five. Three. Okay. Fittest of a nation is there. Physical power is there. My answer is neither one or five. My answer is three. How many of you belong to this category? Anyone has given three? Tushar says three. Akash says no, five. Madhu has given three. So what is the method now? Patience is the only thing that can help you. So you are still in ABC, man. Finish off G and then backtrack. So right now I'm just listing it on C, C, C. Let's say I'm convinced that D is C. Let's say I'm really convinced D is C 10%. Then I'm going to remove C, C, C here. I'm going to remove. On the fly, I'm going to change. No confusions. Okay, right now C can be 1, C can be 3, C can be 5. I'm just continuing. In the ancient Olympics in Greece, Nakul, they told Olympics somewhere. Ancient Olympics in Greeks have been alleged to have had, to have witnessed. This is, have is the main verb here. That's how you read it. To have witnessed. This is nothing but some other word which can be used instead of had. To have had, to have witnessed forms of doping. In ancient Rome, where chariot racing had become a huge part of the culture, athletes drank herbal infusion. So that means in ancient Olympics, there was an existence. All right. So prevailing doping, not that. So the existence of this. But let me continue reading. No, more recently. Oh, this paragraph also talks about the present. Can you? Okay, guys. Logically speaking, what is a heading means the title you can give for a particular paragraph. This paragraph talks about ancient Olympics and more recently, today, endurance walking race in Britain. Abraham Wood had used some drug opiate to keep him awake for 24 hours. They're talking the past in the Olympics and now also. How can you name Olympics for this? Agree? So what I'm telling, this is ruled out. This is a trap. What we call this is a trap. There are like multiple stones. In between, they keep one gold. But what they do, they just paint all the stones with a gold plate, making it look all the gold, but none of them, or only one is gold. Now you have to test it. People who went with seven, they're just picking up the stones, thinking it is a gold. It is not gold. It's a famous trap. You cannot give a title as Ancient Olympics, um, wherein Ancient Olympics, along with present day walking race being told also. That means this cannot be the answer. Now look out. Ancient Olympics, athletes ranks to strengthen. That they're talking about strength and endurance. 24 hours, man, it's endurance. So it has to be doping for strength and endurance. But Nakul, doping for strength and endurance, see, I have given that is wrong. Because getting it. See, this is the only way you can convince your mind. If you don't go this way, you get confused. You will think, hey, C is already done here. Why will C come again? Getting it? But C, this is wrong. Third one, C is wrong. Now you realize this is wrong. Now this gonna be D. How many got D for the third one? Marisa, Sandhya, only two. Okay, at least do you agree for the third one, people who wrote it wrong? That is the approach. You may end up thinking, hey, C is already done. That is wrong, actually. You've done it wrong. Okay, because ancient Olympics is not the only thing they have told. They have told about present time as well. So Olympics is a famous trap. And somewhere I saw the word dispute, no? Okay, not here, sorry. Do you see somewhere disputed theory or something? I just missed it. That is the reason I had given this disputed theory word. No? All right. Fine. We go to the A is done, B is done, C still we are left with 2, and D is for sure. The father of anabolic steroids, the introduction of steroids, very clearly told. You cannot go back to history. History is this, goes back in centuries. What happened is all history. Scandinavian mythology, this is also history. Entire thing is talking about history actually. Father of the steroids, so is introduction of steroids. Great. Over 30% of the athletes participating admitted having used banned substances, according to a study. 44%. It is very common now. Everybody is using it. So every person who has won the Olympic medal might have used it. In that way, it's actually admitted, accepted, so widely prevalent. The prevalent doping and its acceptance. Any doubts? Prithvi, correct. Mirza, Sandhya, Tushar. Okay, G, please. Answer, please. A disputed theory, Himanshu says a shift, it has to be shift. Pallavi says shift, Uttara says shift. So here Goldman's dilemma is a question that was posed to elite athletes. That means professional athletes at the top level, asking whether they would be taking a drug that would guarantee them success in sport. Take a drug that will help you get a medal, but you will die soon after 5 years. In his research, approximately half 50% of the athletes responded they would take the drug irrespective of the consequences. But that is the word. If you see, the modern research has yielded much lower numbers. There is a shift with athletes having levels of acceptance of the dilemma that were similar to the general population of Australia. Shift in the athletes' way of thinking. Gradual shift is happening. Earlier, they were just taking it for the sake of scoring a medal, but now they are actually thinking about their life as well. Yes, Ashima. Shift in the athletes' way of thinking. There's gonna be G. So now everything is one. A only one, done. B only one, done. C is still two. We are yet to do. D is done. E is only one. F is only one. G is only one. So disputed theory is a famous trap now. Existence of doping in ancient Olympics is a famous trap. There are 7 paragraphs. There are 10. One of them is a trap. Either one or five. One or five. For the C. The use of drugs goes back in that year, long time, long ago, so long ago. Scandinavian mythology is all talking about history. Though there is fittest of a nation greatly increases their physical power, endurance they have not told. Sorry. To aid in muscle mass. No, muscle mass comes here actually. Somewhere I saw muscle mass, sorry. Not here, sorry, here only. Increase muscle mass will come. Just one word comes, but the entire thing I think fits in with the word history. It goes back. The history of doping. So this is a famous trap. See, they may have talked about how doping can help you in the muscle mass, but the entire thing, the title you cannot give that. It's one of the functionality. The entire it's centered on the use of drugs long ago. So this also gonna be the famous trap. That's how you do it. Yes, Pallavi, I just saw that. Yeah, to help. Any doubt? 7 would have been easily possible. You just fell for the traps. Just fell for the traps. These C and D were the traps. Apart from that, rest all were easy. Anybody got 7 out of 7? Whereas Anderson got 7. Prithvi got 7. Excellent. 6. Anyone got 6? Sandhya is there. Himanshu is there. Sumaira 5. Anyone got 5 at least? Pallavi 5. Uttara 5. Tushar, Akash, Ankita, Parneet, Kulpreet 6. Ashima 6. Still fine, Kirti. 5, 5, 6 is all fine. If you made mistakes, just know that you're making mistakes and why the mistakes is happening. One of the reasons is consciousness. Second is the patience. Third is the English. English, I think it was all clear. Just have to pay more attention. Go with the approach. Whatever you think is correct, you just keep on writing and then cross it down. Otherwise, you completely get confused. Chitendra 5, Prasad 5, Ramya still fine, Mamata still fine, Sunita got 6, excellent. Fine, guys, saying this, I think we park it here. Pretty much done. Friday evening, I think. Can you explain option C? The use of drugs goes back to centuries, all the way very back to invention of concepts of sports. In the ancient times, Scandinavian mythology, though they used it because it aids in increase of the muscle, blah 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 blah, but the title cannot be given. The title has to be the history of doping, how it originated. That is what it is talking about. Here written no. No, culprit, you're getting it confused. These are the headings, extra headings. Only 7 paragraphs are there. Fine, guys, we will. I'll WhatsApp you. We will park it here. Thanks much for your time and participation. Friday evening, we're gonna catch you for listening live mock at 9 p.m. Indian time. Till then, take care, guys. Bye bye.